shit is popping, girl. Body on 10, damn, you got it, girl. You gotta boss up. Getting them checks, living your best. Racks up. Oh, keep walking with confidence. Effortlessly, you let them know who is in command. You just that and more. Don't forget it. God worked hard on you for sure. Lexus, Exodus. Shout out to my exes.
Y'all black females out here, y'all don't understand the struggles of being a black man out here in America and not knowing whether or not you gonna make it home to your children every night because of the police gunning you down.
But don't y'all be out here gunning each other now?
Okay, but we ain't talking about that.
Hell, don't y'all be rapping about killing each other in music?
We ain't talking about that either. We can talk about killing each other in rap music, but we don't like the police killing us. Stay on subject, woman.
You brought up your kids. Tyrone, you don't even see your kids.
And then, yeah, I be trying to see my kids. You know my baby mamas be tripping because I don't want to be with none of them, so they be holding my kids from me. You know that.
Okay, but your baby mama saying you don't get them no child support either.
Okay, but I still be going out my way to try to see them.
They live 5 minutes from my house, Tyrone.
That is out my way, woman. See, y'all, that's why we don't like y'all black women's mouths. Y'all run y'all mouth too much. Y'all always bringing up stuff that's irrelevant.
Well, was you cheating on me irrelevant?
I only cheated on you 10 times. You act like I do it every day, bruh. See, that's why we date women of other races, man.
Hey, boos, hey. It is Lexus Exodus, leader of the Black Women Exodus. How are y'all doing? And like always, if you enjoy this content, please like and subscribe. Please share. Please comment in the comment section. Let me know that you're listening. Also, if you enjoy listening to my content on the go, the show is now available on Spotify and Apple Podcasts for audio listeners. Go check out my Patreon community where you can get access to bonus episodes and exclusive content and also a private community of like-minded divested women. It is linked below. Please also follow me on social media platforms. You can check me out everywhere on all platforms at Lexus Exodus. You can find all of this information in the description below. And before we get started, I have to give shout outs to those who have silently supported me in the background. Eric has always sent me so many cash apps. I am so grateful. He actually is a Hispanic man who supports the movement and supports the channel wholeheartedly. Eric, thank you so much. I'm so grateful for you. Also, special shout out to SW, Divested Mama, Sailor Moon, and Prina, who's also done the same offline. I appreciate you guys and shout out to you for your support. This is another installment of my series called the Blackistan Zoo, where I profile the dusty derelicts, crazy creatures, and animals in Blackistan. Tonight, I want to discuss the co-opting of divestment. Okay. And so this has been something that I clocked recently that I've been watching lately. I don't know if you guys have noticed it, but lately I've observed how divestment is being co-opted by outside groups and how everyone under the sun is parroting divested Black women's talking points and getting clout by doing so. So divested Black women for years have been saying, say no to struggle love, say no to toxicity. Black women need to reject relationships that don't serve them. We've been telling men, don't ask me for traditional submission if you're not being a traditional breadwinner. And we've been getting hell for doing so. Y'all, every month, there's another Black woman who's getting doxxed, getting threatened, getting dragged online for exposing the truth and holding Dusties accountable. Yet non-Black women and Black men have started to parrot these same points and vocalize the same thing that we say verbatim. And when they say these things, they're getting lauded, they're getting accolades, and they're even garnering bags just by mimicking what we've been saying for years. And I just want to preface this by clarifying, I know that there are many divested Black women who are mad at other Black women who they accuse of doing this, but don't identify as divested. That is not my concern, nor is that what I'm talking about here this evening. I don't believe in bickering and infighting amongst Black women, especially amongst those who indicate that they are striving for the empowerment of Black women. I don't. I think that's counterproductive. We already have enough enemies. And if we are all working towards the same objective of improving the lives of Black women, we'd be more effective if we collectivize and if we operate in stealth in larger numbers. Okay. So I strongly believe factions exist in any movement. They just do. Traditionally, historically, you're going to have different segmented groups within any collective movement or collective community. There's going to be differences within any movement. This is not an echo chamber. So Black women empowerment groups should be able to peacefully coexist and to align, even if there's differences, if it's for the greater good of other Black women. We have bigger fish to fry, and we don't need to be attacking one another. What I am talking about is Becky. I'm talking about Dusties and other non-Black women groups who are outsiders, who will literally cloud watch our content and start to parrot divestment talking points, and who are opportunists and who pander for their personal gains. Okay, so now that we know the profile of what I'm talking about, I want to share some real-time examples that illustrate this. So let's look at this first clip of Karen mimicking what we have been saying this whole time about the double standards of Dusties. So let's watch this and then we will talk through.
Stop being an independent woman around men.
You say you don't like independence, but you're actually uncomfortable with her ability to not be dependent on you. Because let's be honest, you don't find it unattractive, you find it threatening. You can't trap an independent woman with money, security, or fear. And if you were a good man, you wouldn't have to. But you're not. And this obsession with helplessness is a testament to your insecurity. Because you only want someone to need you if you think you're not worthy of being wanted. You want her to feel stuck, but not safe, which is why you want women to need you, but don't want women who are needy. Independence in general doesn't make you uncomfortable because you obviously want her to clean the house and make you a sandwich on her own. So you only want her helpless in ways that will reinforce your masculinity and limit her confidence. You can't have her relying solely on herself for validation if you're relying on her for yours. So you say that men feel more masculine when they're helping women. But if your masculinity is dependent on my level of helplessness, then you're probably not a man.
Stop being.
Sound familiar, Black women? Does this sound familiar? Does this resonate at all? Black women have been saying this stuff for years. And the internet is the craziest thing because people will intentionally do this. So they'll see a movement or a community that's underground, gaining traction and popularity, and they will cloud watch and they'll listen to our critiques. The next thing you know, you'll see them parroting our sentiments, but then they garner a much bigger platform after using them. So one really perfect example of this is this Black woman who went viral this year for making a beautiful song a few months ago. You probably heard of it, especially if you're on TikTok. It goes like, I will be one of the greatest. That is a vow. That is a promise. I love that song. It's a dope song. And she went viral and had like 1 million views on TikTok. And it was an insanely popular song, especially amongst Black groups on TikTok. Well, next thing you know, this Asian dude covers her song, her original song, and he goes incredibly viral. And he gets like 30 million views on TikTok. And so what ended up happening is TikTok assumed that he was the original creator of the song. And so they mute the Black woman's original clip that went viral because his clip, his cover of that song got so popular. See what I mean? Like, see how crazy that is? Same with the Me Too movement. We've seen this happen. So a Black woman, Tarana Burke, founded it to vocalize our pain from being victimized. Next thing you know, Alyssa Milano is the face of it. So this is what I'm concerned about with divestment. Now that this is popular, it's so important for us to gatekeep. We have to be careful with who we call allies as well in the divestment movement, because next thing you know, these women and these outsiders will garner these massive platforms by copying our talking points, saying the same things we say. Then all of a sudden, pop culture blogs are going to be saying, oh, well, Kim Kardashian started divestment and Bo Derek created box braids. Y'all, do y'all hear me? Do y'all feel me? Like, Becky is right in this clip. She's right. But divested Black women have been saying this messaging for years now. We've been very vocal and loud, calling out the hypocrisy of this dusty logic. It's like, of course, yeah. So how in one breath this dude want to say you dislike independent women, but then have your hand out towards us demanding that we pay 50-50? How you talking down to women with their own money, then turn around and call women who are hypergamous gold diggers? You know, they quick to call foul. We've called them out how they'll call foul when a woman asks, what value do you add to my life? But then when she gets an education and becomes successful and makes her own money, she's masculine and too independent and is going to die alone. We've been saying that. We've been saying, is it Uchi Wally or is it one Mike Dusty? We've been saying that these dudes only want independence when it's convenient for them. For years, we've been vocalizing how they want independence only when it means she's paying half the bills. But then they want submission when it comes to cooking, cleaning, and effing them. Black women have been calling out the hypocrisy of this logic for years, saying this, but no one listens. And it really is frustrating seeing outsiders mimic our talking points, but get more clout and traction and develop these really large platforms than when we say it.
Shout out to my exes.
Jada, I love you. G.I. Jane 2, can't wait to see it. All right? That was a nice one. Okay. I'm out here. Richard. Oh, wow. Wow.
Keep Black women's names out your fucking mouth. I said, keep Black women's names out your fucking mouth. Seriously, guys. Are you tired of all the negativity and toxicity Black women are subjected to in media, music, and online? We are ridiculed, denigrated, and berated daily, and I'm sick of it. That's why I created a private safe space for Black women that focuses on divestment, development, and self-empowerment. My private Patreon is for Black women only and is a community where we are affirmed, encouraged, supported, and uplifted. For the cost of a coffee, get access to my Patreon community, which consists of a private Discord group to connect with like-minded Black women, ad-free bonus content, exclusive private lives, and much, much more. You can check it out on patreon.com/LexisExodus. The link is also listed below.
Shout out to my exes.
Same thing with this next woman. And y'all are going to holler at this one because I was like, child, like this one is super obvious that she's been lurking in our spaces.
I'm a survivor of narcissistic abuse. And if you've been on social media at all this week, you've seen the screenshots of the article in the Psychology magazine saying that men are lonely in record numbers, single men. I can't speak for all women, but I can speak for myself and what I believe to be happening. We are done with men who treat us like shit. We are done with men who lie to us. We are done with men who manipulate us, who gaslight us, whose words don't match their actions. We are done with men who think that we should be their mothers, like that video going around of where are all the women who want to make lunches and rub our backs. We're not your parents. We are done with men saying that they don't want to take care of us, that they want a strong woman. So we go out and have this great career and become successful, and then you're threatened by our success. We are done with men who are not emotionally available, who take every single comment that we make as argumentative. We are done with men saying that we are too emotional, labeling us as crazy. We are done with men that we can't actually express our feelings to because you flip the script and say that everything was our fault, that we are the problems. We are done with men who continue to spread lies about us to make themselves look better. We are done with men who create this toxic environment in the home, and then we're the problem when we leave. We are done with men treating us like second-class citizens. We are not the trash that you take out at the end of the week. We are done with you telling us how much you love us and that we are your ride or die, as much as I hate that statement. And then a week later, you're off with someone else. We are done with the men who are cheating on us and think it's perfectly acceptable. We are done with men ghosting us. We are done with the silent treatment. It's abuse. We are done with the fact that you can't just simply say, you're not the right fit for me. And after a first or second date, you just never respond again. We are done with your childish behavior. We are done with you having to be the center of attention all the time. We are done with being lonely in the relationship. We have all been in relationships, long-term relationships, where we as women feel so lonely because no matter what we do, it's never enough. We are done with you saying you're not the person that you were anymore. No, the abuse has changed us. We are done constantly being made to feel like we are compared to every other woman on the planet, whether we're as pretty as they are, whether we're as in great a shape as they are. We're just done. We are done being made to feel less by you. We are waiting and wondering, when is it your turn to level up? We've done the work. We've been in therapy. We are trying to figure out how to be better women. And you're just out there wondering why we won't accept you as you are. When's it your turn to level up? When are you going to become emotionally available men so that we want to be with you? And I'm so sorry if you feel lonely. Maybe you should wonder how we've felt all along.
Do y'all hear this? So do y'all hear this white woman talking about ride or die and level up? Talking about she tired of being expected to be a strong woman. Like, really? That is Black woman lexicon. That's not mainstream verbiage. That is BWE verbiage. That sounds like someone's been silently cloud watching Black women's divestment spaces, BWE spaces, and level up spaces. She literally says level up. When have you ever heard a Becky, or a white man for that matter, discuss ride or die or use the phrase level up? I ain't never in my life heard a white woman say, I'm tired of being expected to be a strong woman. Girl, bye. Y'all, listen, I'm telling y'all, they be lurking. Y'all have no idea how many of these women try to join my Patreon and my private community and email me directly and contact me in my DMs saying how much they love my channel. And that's cool. I ain't mad at you. I'm not mad at you, but I believe in true allies supporting silently. So if you support us so much, donate to our causes. Find 10 Black women creators in this space that you love and contribute to their platforms regularly. Better yet, find 5 Black women organizations and pledge a monetary amount monthly. I have this Hispanic subby who is incredible, and he reaches out to me regularly and just sends random cash apps just to silently show his support. So do that. But don't hijack our movements and mimic what we've been saying for years. Like, these are your original thoughts. Next thing you know, they gonna be burning bras and ish, talking about I am woman. Divest from the patriarchy. Wearing pussy hats and shit. Talking about divestment was a movement popularized by Alyssa Milano. Don't get me wrong, y'all. What she's saying is true. But divested women have been saying this. We've been saying we're done with struggle love and are done with toxicity for years. We've been calling out the hypocrisy of men saying they don't want to spend money, then denigrating us for striving to be independent. We've been saying no more ride or die, no more struggle love, and get your ish together. And this woman has literally parroted and regurgitated what we've been saying online for years, and she got 250,000 views. Conversely, all Black women get in this space is hate mail and threats on our lives. Okay, I want to talk about the Dusties who are parroting divestment talking points as well. So let's watch this and then we will chat.
Look, check this out. Black women are tired. They're tired of being independent. They're tired of being looked at as the strongest. They're tired of having to take care of the kids by themselves. They're tired of bearing all the weight. Don't believe the hype that you see on all of these social media networks. Black women are tired, and the reason why I know this because I talk and have conversations with a lot of Black women. But what a Black woman really want, she want to be able to go to the soccer games. She want to not have to be the sole leader and sole provider of her family. She want to support the man who God gave her to be with. She want to be a helpmeet. The thing is, she's been placed in this position where she's had to lead. She's had to step up to the plate and become something that she really didn't want to be in the first place. She want to support her man. She want to nurture her kids. She want to nurture her husband while pursuing things that she's passionate about. That's it. It's that simple. The thing is, she just can't find a suitable leader that she trusts to come in and relieve her of these responsibilities so that she can finally get some rest, because that's what she wants. Rest.
Child. Like, seriously, this makes me so angry, y'all. Because it is clear that this dude's been listening to divestment channels and soft life channels and BWE channels. They all do, because we've made an impact on these internet streets. We've been moving and shaking out here. We've been making waves. We've been shaking the table, like K. Michelle said. Black women have been saying we are tired of being strong and having to be independent. For years, we've been saying that. And this is how movements and communities like divestment and soft life and Black Girl Luxury, how those communities were born. We've been saying we're tired of having to play both the feminine and masculine roles. We've been saying that ish till we blue in the face, y'all. But when we talk, no one listens. Or they just tell us to shut the F up and we old, fat, and bitter. And they also try to take down our platforms and dox us who are in this space. And now this dusty opportunist done been listening. He's taking notes and he's parroting the same things we've been saying for years. And he's gone viral and is on the Shade Room. 400,000 likes, y'all. This is a 30 million follower platform, the Shade Room is. And everybody in the comments is co-signing this ish, talking about go off. Woo! 100. Yes, King. Like, this shit really pisses me off. It pisses me off. And this is why I don't really understand why Black women get upset when they think other Black women in this space have stolen their talking points in divestment. Again, I don't really care about that. We are all on the same team, and I think it's silly. This, though, should make y'all livid. This should make y'all upset. This is what y'all should be calling folks out on. We need to be collectivizing when outsiders do this. Because when we say our griefs and express our gripes and we say the problems that we have with the community, we just old and bitter and need to choose better. And we put our families and lives and livelihoods at risk. We not getting this response. When he says this, he makes it to a platform with 30 million damn followers. And he about to get a bag if he hasn't already. Man, we just saw that Black woman therapist get fired, all from just saying that Dusties need therapy. For real? Like she's on here crying and snotting because she done got doxxed and is now unemployed. And this is why I can't with this. I remember reading an article of a woman with a hard to work with client. And she said that every time she gave feedback and recommendations to the client, they would scrutinize it and be very critical and give her a lot of pushback. It was like whatever she provided was never enough. And she said finally, she just started asking her male colleague to send her feedback, but from his email. And guess what? All of a sudden, the very same recommendations that weren't good enough and that were awful, suddenly they were all incredible and perfect and very helpful. And this is the type of thing that happens to divested women. But it's so much worse because we're not just women that live in a patriarchy. We are Black women. And we live in a society and a community filled with misogynoir. I swear to y'all, if a woman posted this very same TikTok saying what he said, she'd be getting doxxed as we speak. They'd be sending threats to her home, to her family, and she would have lost her job. This is that BS I'm talking about, this misogynistic BS. Y'all know we be telling the truth. Y'all just don't like hearing it from a Black woman. We got to gatekeep and we got to start calling this mess out. Speaking of the woman who recently got fired for saying that Black men need to go to therapy, let's look at what she said that caused her to lose her job and then compare and contrast the response she's experienced in comparison to a dude saying the same damn thing. Y'all, so let's watch what she said first that caused her to get doxxed.
You need to expand your emotional vocabulary. It's so your life can be easier. Don't you want to be able to communicate with your bitch? I think yes, right? Long gone are the days where you can just shut down. Not tolerating that. Like, It used to be where men provided financially or with schmeat, and bitches can make their own self and we can pay for our own shit. So I'm gonna need y'all to catch up on the emotional part. If a bitch is telling you, I need you to communicate more, open your fucking mouth. But you know what I realized? And let me back up. A common misconception about me as a clinician is that 90% of my clientele have been men. Black men specifically. And what we specifically work on is expanding their emotional vocabulary, because a lot of y'all motherfuckers don't even have the words to express how you're feeling. So when you expand your vocabulary and knowledge of what you are experiencing, because y'all are human beings who experience feelings and emotions and don't have to choke that shit down no more. Y'all ain't had to choke that shit down since 2016. Anyway, if y'all are not in therapy, expanding your emotional vocabulary, your life just off top is going to be more difficult. When you expand your emotional vocabulary, you expand your awareness of yourself. When you expand your emotional vocabulary, you understand how you can navigate in this bitch. Like, let's acknowledge that the world is very difficult for y'all, but y'all are not making it any easier, bruh. You're not. When they're telling y'all to go to therapy, it's not for us. It's for y'all sad motherfuckers. Go to therapy. Talk about that shit that's on your chest. You don't have to choke that shit down no more. Step it up. Go talk to somebody. Go expand your emotional vocabulary so your life can be better.
Okay, makes sense, right? And this woman does not identify as divested at all. She's not taking digs at anyone. She simply said, it's probably a good idea to take care of your mental health, Dusty. Well, that resulted in her getting doxxed, getting harassed and threatened, and having her identity revealed, and people calling her job and getting her fired. Okay? So I want to transition over to this Black male therapist who said the same exact thing. Yet on his video, he has 500,000 views and has been lauded and co-signed and has went viral, and he still has his job. Okay, and shout out to V who sent this clip to me.
So that this is us that he's talking about, right? This is our generation that he's talking about, right? They prefer men. They prefer men. They prefer men who are emotionally available, good communicators, and share similar values. Emotionally available, strike 1. Good communicator, strike 2. And share similar values, strike 3. Too many of us are emotionally stunted. We do not communicate well, and we come in utilizing misogyny in order to attract these women. And we really think these women want us, dog? Come on, son. Come on, son. I be telling y'all be talking y'all way out of panties.
You cannot make this shit up. Like, did he not just literally say the same thing that Black woman therapist said? He literally talked about Black men being emotionally stunted and needing healing so they can be emotionally available. He's saying, I'm a therapist. I recommend y'all go to therapy. He said the same thing verbatim that this Black woman said. Yet he has 500,000 views on his TikTok. We don't know his name. We don't know his identity. We don't know where he lived. He ain't been doxxed, and he is still gainfully employed. Not only that, he has thousands of comments saying, oh, I love this, King preach. You said a word. Thousands of people co-signing him in the comments. Just say y'all hate Black women and go at this point. Stop pretending, because it's blatant at this point. It's the upside down. It's the motherfucking upside down for me. It's the hypocrisy for me. It's the contradictions for me. It's the blatant and glaring misogynoir and hatred of Black women for me. And listen, I know some of y'all have expressed sentiments that you could care less that this woman therapist lost her job because she was Blackistan identified and expressed so much love for Dusties. I still have compassion and empathy for other Black women, period. Because just 10 years ago, I was there as well. I'm not that far removed. This woman did not deserve to be put through this, regardless of what her thoughts were. This is absolutely ridiculous. This is crazy, y'all. I'm telling y'all, divestment is getting co-opted like a mother. right under our noses. Next thing you know, Becky gonna have $1 million nonprofit organization talking about divest from the white male patriarchy, divest from misogyny. H&M gonna have shirts that say, go where you're appreciated, guard your womb with your life, level up, sis, only do things that serve you. This is a mess, y'all. We gotta gatekeep. We got to gatekeep, and we got to start calling this out instead of only attacking Black women when we feel like they've co-opted divestment talking points. All right, that's all I got. Until next time, see you guys. Bye. I don't give a fuck. Even if you think I should, bitch, nigga, I don't give
If y'all come across a red iPhone, can you please bring it to the sound stage? Red iPhone, appreciate it.